So today's topic is a very interesting one, uh, as you all will agree with me, because it is the divine within us, which has always been working in us, in human beings, to make the required progress to become instruments of the divine and establish finally, as a culmination, a divine life on earth. But before that, what is this divine within us? We'll have to go a little, uh, trace its origin to the divine himself. In fact, there are three poises of the divine. First one is transcendent, which is called Vishwatit, that is beyond the manifested universe, which consists of the three poises again of Sat, Chit and Ananda, as we all know. Sat, that is existence, Chit, that is consciousness, and Ananda, or bliss. So that is the first poise of the divine, unmanifest poise. The next is universal, through which the divine not only creates the whole universe, all the worlds within it, but also through his power, manifesting power, executing power, that is the Mahashakti or the Divine Mother, through her so many thousands of forces works out in the universe, in different worlds, in a progressive way. That is the second poise of the divine, that is universal. First is transcendental, second is universal, and finally the third is what? It is the individual. Even individually, the divine comes to us and stays within us. The moment someone takes birth on this earth, a portion of the divine, a spark of the divine rather, instills itself in a human being, which normally so many of us know about as the soul. So, what it is, the soul? It is a portion of the divine, or rather the Divine Mother herself, which comes with each and every birth to the human being, and it remains as a witness. It does not take part directly in the outer activities, but it acts remaining from behind, pushing the frontal person of a human being, that is our mind, our vital, and also the physical, in combinations to work out something through different uh, circumstances in life, through so many pushes and nudges from the soul. We tend to engage ourselves in different activities of life. When we were children, at that point of time, we started learning something in a very small way. And with the growth of our being, slowly and slowly, we learned other things also, faced life in its different perspectives. In other words, as Sri Aurobindo says, it is soul's correspondence with nature, because our outer, these three modes, that is mind, vital and physical, belongs to the universal nature, but the soul, which is a portion of the divine, remains as a witness, and without directly participating in the outer activities, it creates situations, it creates circumstances in our daily life to go through all these situations, circumstances, irrespective of what we term these to be as good or bad. It doesn't matter. But this being a portion of the Divine Mother, this soul, remains a witness. And what happens along with it, as we know it is soul, now earlier we didn't know anything about, or we hadn't heard about anything about the psychic being, which only with Sri Aurobindo's coming, the mother's coming, we have come to know how does it work, how it is formed, and what is the relationship between between a soul and a psychic being, or what is its true functioning in a human being. In fact, I remember when I was around 17 years of age, the first time I read Gita, I came across a copy of Mad Bhagavad Gita, of course, till Delhi, because that time it was a taboo for young uh, or even those youngsters to come across this sort of books. But as I do not know what it is, but it had to be some kind of a this thing impulsion which comes from the divine only. I had the opportunity of going through the Gita. Then only came across this term soul. But even during that period, I didn't know exactly what is its functioning, because even in Gita also you won't find too much description of it in details. What is the nature of the soul? How does it work? Or uh, I mean, how does it play in our whole life, the role it plays? So, uh, it is only with the coming of Sri Aurobindo and the mother who have very clearly described the functioning of soul, and how around the soul an entity is formed which is called the psychic being. In fact, let us go a little bit deeper. In fact, what happens uh, in our journey through life, we go as a human being, as we said, through different circumstances, our struggle, our aspiration, our problems, difficulties. In each birth, we go through all these. And finally, we retire, means we leave the body. But during this whole lifespan, what happens? All these experiences through which we go in our life, in a single life, it seemed to be futile. At the fag end of life, we realize that whatever we have gone through, whatever we did, all seems to be nothing, in vain. It doesn't bear any fruit at all. Right from the childhood days, I have come up, I have grown up with learning a lot of things. Then I do something on my own, get a job or do some business or whatever my progression goes. Then finally, I engage myself with different family life, then have children and try to give them proper education, make them fit for becoming a good individual. And life goes on, and finally, all of a sudden, I have to leave this scene, this stage, which is called life. Now, what is this? There has to be some meaning behind all these things. In essence, what happens through all these experiences, man kind of, the soul, in fact, soul of a man takes the essence, the divine character, the divine essence out of this whole life, although it be a very, very small, minute one. And it is formed around the soul. Slowly and slowly, in each and every birth, all these divine essence, divine qualities, all those things are formed and take shapes. And finally, after so many births, maybe 1,000 births, even more than that, it becomes a full entity. After flowering of all the divine qualities, it becomes a full entity which is called the psychic being. We have heard so many times, what is it? The term psychic being, in essence, it is the progressive portion of the soul which evolves from life to life across different lives. And that is, in fact, the true divinity, which, when culminates in a full bloom, when culminates in a full entity, then it takes the charge of our frontal personality, which we talked about, that is mind, vital, and physical. As we know, mind, we all know. Vital, for the new ones who do not know, vital is the seat of what? All the likes, dislikes, passions, preferences, attachment, fear, anxiety, doubt, disbelief. Everything comes in this sheath called vital. So first one is in the frontal personality, what do we find? Mind. Then secondly, the vital. And finally, the body also. So this frontal personality, these three modes, come under the direct uh, sort of control or direct supervision of the soul, the psychic being rather. So when it happens, then that is the first stage when someone can say that I have just come on the threshold of the divine, but not before that. Normally, we perceive it to be like coming closer to the divine. Whoever goes to a temple, whoever goes to a church, or whoever goes to some religious places and remain there all the time, doing pujas, doing all the reverential acts, ceremonies. These are, of course, we cannot say these are vain attempts, but these are something which is which can help a little bit initially, but that is not the end of it. These are only the preparations to slowly coming closer to the divine, and the route is through the psyche. The first and the foremost thing for each one of us who wants to be closer to the divine and also become the instrument of the divine must remember that it is the psyche which should rule over our frontal personality, that is mind, vital and physical. And for that to happen, Sri Aurobindo and Mother have laid us the path which we normally call, as we all know, the sunlit path of triple aspiration, triple labor of aspiration, rejection and surrender, of which we discussed in our last session also. And when we reach this stage, when someone reaches that stage, that particular stage, when culminating in the psychicization, it is called, that means psychic ruling over this triple mode, then that is, we can say safely that a bridge has been created between our clay matter, which is our being, which always remains under the ambit of universal nature, full of ignorance, limitations, and all that stuff, between these and the divine. So that is the bridge. When I say divine, I mean those realms, spiritual realms, starting from higher mind through illumined mind, intuitive mind, overmind, and to supermind. All those planes of consciousness, those are the spiritual planes through which one has to go. So, first, that is why it is very important to psychicize whole of our being, which may take, of course, so many years. So many years. In fact, Mother once said that even if someone does a one-pointed sadhana, one-pointed uh, pursuit of the truth, divine truth, then it will take at least 30 years pinpointed sadhana, continuously, every day, every moment. Of course, it seems to be very difficult and it is beyond our reach. For each one of us, it will seem to be so. But nevertheless, because we know that that is the only thing to be done, whether we can do it today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Because it is intended by the divine, we will have to abide by it. It's a matter of time only before each one of us, uh, passing through our different stages of soul's development, will have to abide by this impulsion, which will catch us sometime whenever the proper time comes. And that is something which is between the psychic and the Divine Mother herself. So it's something that conjoin has to be there. But it doesn't matter. Since we know the truth, and that is the only thing to be done, we leave it to her. But meanwhile, we'll have to prepare ourselves every day in teeth and beats through each and every movement of ours, even if we fail, because that is the only thing needed to be done. And it is always to turn our gaze inward, more inward. The more we go inward, and for that to happen also, we'll have to remember one thing, that we'll have to keep our mind silent. It is not only through meditation, which we always try to keep our mind silent. In fact, we should have a kind of an ingathered attitude. Ingathered means all the time, even if we are doing something, even if we are engaged in some mechanical work, whatever kind, it doesn't matter. What we'll have to do, will as much as possible, we should uh, keep our gaze fixed within, and from there try to do it very quietly, offering it to the Divine Mother. And that is the process which we should keep on doing all the time in a quiet manner. But that uh, does not mean that I will stop talking to people, or I should refrain myself from mixing with people. But we'll have to remember time and again that it should be to the bare minimum as much as possible, if only we wish to go forward, take the psychic route. Of course, it is very difficult, and it is always said that, it is Sri Aurobindo's words, probably I remember, all sincere prayers are granted. Even if we fail, all of us do, as we know. In fact, during all these years, we have seen how she has been helping us all the while, right from the day one. So that is our experience. So what we on our part should do, keep calling her, try to be in a very calm and quiet state, opening ourselves as much as possible, whatever we are doing, invoking in that particular work the Divine Mother's presence, so that she takes up the work, and that enables us to come out of the mechanicality of the job which normally we engage ourselves in. So that way we can always, whatever we do, we can always have the presence of the Divine Mother. And that gives us the surety, the key, or the password, whatever you may call it, to go smoothly on her way. So, of course, we'll be discussing a lot of other things regarding the psychic being in future also, because this is the most important factor in our life. Um, if we wish to go as quickly as possible to be the instruments of the divine, not only what we have been till now, but even much more effectively. So we'll have to keep on doing it, and we'll discuss all those threadbare in details afterwards. Tomorrow being the day on which the mother physically withdrew herself, we should concentrate wherever we are uh, in a deep aspiration from our heart that our being be fully open to her working. And with that, we close this session today. Not much, of course. And we'll be discussing further on psychic being, its functioning, and all these related things in future. Thank you. If you have something to ask, then you can go ahead. অচিন্ত কোৱা।
স্যার
অচিন্ত কোৱা।
ও স্যার আমি আমাৰ জীৱন কালত আমি যিবিলাক মানে আমি নিগেটিভ কাম কৰোঁ সেইবিলাক চাইক্লিঙত নাহে নপৰে নেকি স্যাৰ? সেইবিলাক একুমুলেট নহয় নেকি? অকল ডিফিনিটি খিনিহে হয় নেকি?
ডেফিনেটলি অকল ডিভিনিটিখিনিয়ে হয়, বাট দ'জ অল দ'জ তুমি যিখিনি কথা কৈছা, কামৰ কথা, যিখিনি হেৰিৰ মাজেৰে আমি এক্সপিৰিয়েঞ্চৰ মাজেৰে যাব লগা হয়, that of course helps at one particular stage. Those things also help, because otherwise তোমাক মই এটা উদাহৰণ দিওঁ, if we do not have ego initially, no one of us will move forward. Karan ego is one thing. Ego means what? It is coming from the vital only. Vital, the source of vital is what? Energy. Vital is pran shakti. So pran shakti য'ত নাথাকে তাত আমি কেতিয়াও কাম নকৰোঁ। তাত অফক'ৰ্ছ আমাৰ কেলকুলেশ্যন থাকে যে ইয়াৰ পৰা মোৰ কি লাভ হ'ব, what are we going to gain from this particular job or this particular work. Then only we move forward. Have you ever heard that someone gives himself or herself not calculating anything, I mean not thinking about anything concerning him or her, for the divine only?
হয়
Never.
স্যার হয়
কেতিয়াও নহয়. So even during that stage, divine allows everything, because he knows, divine knows everything. Even when we were in that stage where we were only a speck of dust, আমি য'ৰ পৰাকে আমি আজি আহি আমি we call ourselves the best of the creatures. আমি জীৱৰ ভিতৰত জীৱশ্ৰেষ্ঠ বুলি কওঁ নিজকে, বাট even to reach this stage, যদিও truly জীৱশ্ৰেষ্ঠ নহয়, even in this stage we have reached this stage. যদি আমাৰ ৰুটটো চাওঁ আমি, তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি চাম যে আমি এটা ধূলিকণাৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰিছোঁ, ইভেন মিনাৰেলৰ পৰা, পানীৰ পৰা। So through all these stages, she is the one, the Divine Mother, who has been preparing us through stages, different stages. গতিকে প্ৰথমতে কি হয়, she allows everything. Then slowly as we grow, slowly when we gain series of realizations after realizations in different lives, she also keeps on excelling the pressure. এতিয়া সেইকাৰণে now you will see that whatever has been going on throughout the world, in every sphere of life, in every country, I'm not talking about our own country, India only, but throughout the world, everywhere, the pressure is being mounting like anything, right from individual to collective life. প্ৰতিজন মানুহে, প্ৰতি গ্ৰুপ অফ মানুহে ষ্ট্ৰাগল কৰিব লগা আছে. Why? Because finally, it is not these things which should be the main things. The basic aim of this creation is to lead the whole humanity Godward, to establish a divine life here itself. And all these are preparations only. গতিকে আমি এখোজ এখোজকৈ আগবাঢ়ি গৈ আছোঁ. So definitely a day will come when each of one will be realizing that it is only the divine it is only the divine who has been leading us through, and it is his portion, that soul of which we talk today. And finally, around the soul, the forming of the psychic being, which is the essence of the divine qualities. So that is the main thing. The first, we can say, the first milestone through which we will have to go to the next level, that is spiritualization of our being through different planes of spiritual consciousness. তাৰ পাছত আহিব ফাইনেলি দ্য কালমিনেশ্যন সুপ্ৰামেণ্টেলাইজেশ্যন বাট দ্যাট ইজ আ ফাৰ ক্ৰাই বহুত সেইটো পিছত আহিব বাট বিফ'ৰ দ্যাট উইল হেভ টু কিপ অন ডুইং হোৱাট এভাৰ উই নিড টু
হয় ছাৰ ধন্যবাদ ছাৰ
so that we can close this session today. Thank you so much.